Hey, what's up, Crypto Army? I'm Travis, your crypto newbie, bringing you my experiences. You have to learn things the hard way. Just a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor. None of my content should be viewed as financial advice. Today, we're going to talk about Reflex Finance. More specifically, we're going to talk about rewards and how to calculate them. And since this one is just launching, what does that mean for you and potentially what kind of rewards you could get with this token if you were to buy some? So what prompted this question was I was looking at Reflex Finance's Twitter page here, and they posted this right here. As you can see here, if you invest 5 BNB on presale, you'd receive these reflections. Let that sink in. And 5 BNB on launch day equates to 2 trillion tokens. Now, most of us don't have 5 BNB to put into a project, so it's not necessarily realistic that everybody's going to go out and buy 5 BNB worth of this token. But it's an interesting question, is the average person can afford to do what, and what would you get for that with this token? And as you can see here, 5 BNB, 2 trillion tokens, assuming a $10 million volume, would give you $2,240 per day. $68,000 per month. Nearly $1 million a year. Yeah, that's a lot. That's pretty exciting if you have 5 BNB. Everybody that's been watching my channel for a while knows I've got a rewards calculator. I've gone through and done some revisions to it. It's still the exact same rewards calculator, but as long as the settings on the computer are perfectly lined up, it does look a little bit better with some new graphics. I did put this on the website. The way that I designed it, it kind of depends on how you've got it set up on your computer, so you may not necessarily get the same look. You have to be zoomed into a certain level and all kinds of things because it's using pictures essentially. But it looks really good, even though the functionality is still unchanged. So if you've got the old version, feel free to keep using that. This one just has a different look to it. So as you can see, looks pretty good, right? I went through and, like I said, just kind of cleaned it up a little bit. It's the exact same rewards calculator. There's no changes to this thing. I just wanted it to look a little bit better. And this is on the banner to my YouTube channel. That's where you would go to get this file. You can't use it inside of Google Sheets. You'll have to download it and then you can use it there. But again, if you had the old one, there's no difference. So let's take a look at this for a second. Reflex Finance is a 1 quadrillion token. They've burned 34% of the supply. When they give rewards, the burn wallet isn't getting it. They're actually doing buyback and burn. So their burn wallet is excluded from rewards. That's relevant, and that's where you get 660 trillion, and that carries down to the total supply. Now, if you're using this for other tokens, just make sure you understand exactly how the tokenomics works, because sometimes the total supply is going to be the total supply, 1 quadrillion. For example, SafeMoon for a long time was receiving reflections, so their total supply would have been 1 quadrillion, sort of. There's a lot of weirdness with the SafeMoon token that you actually reduced it a little bit, but token distribution rate, see right now you get 8%. So that's what we've left it at, is 8%. What is the current price? So what did I use? I used the current price of BNB multiplied by 5 and then divided by 2 trillion tokens to get to this number here. Now, depending on when you're watching this video and what the price of BNB is, it might be a little bit off. For these calculations down here, you'll notice it does not matter about the price. Price is irrelevant. So you might ask, well, why do you keep it on here? Well, it's irrelevant to this side. When you're looking at your purchase estimate tool, it does matter. So when we get over to this side in a little bit, the price does matter. Now, daily volume of 10 million and a total owned of 2 trillion based off purchase of 5 BNB. And as you can see here, the market share equation, now this gives you your market share. If you want a percentage, just multiply it by 100, but right now this is your market share. Some people like market share and percentage. Some people just like the straight up market share. I prefer the just regular market share. I don't really need to see a percentage. I know what multiplying it by 100 does to the number. But if you come down here, you can see the daily rewards is pretty close to the calculation that they showed. I'm not exactly sure what the difference is because it should be spot on, but maybe they're using a different number for the dead wallet. I'm not sure. But as you can see here, it's almost $1 million a year. Now, how likely is it to be $10 million every single day for a year? Pretty unlikely. But on a lot of launches, it's not uncommon to get to $10 million or even higher. It just kind of depends. There's no guarantees for this. But what does 5 BNB look like? So at the time of this recording, that was worth $2,310. Again, most of us don't have $2,000 just kind of sitting around to invest in crypto, so I just don't think it's practical. When you buy from a pre-launch, there's not usually a percentage, so you're getting whatever you're buying. So there's no fee associated with buying the tokens, or at least there shouldn't be. So when you spend $2,310, you get 2 trillion tokens. Now what this thing is saying, at $10 million in volume, it'll take you 1 day to get that back. You see how that works and why the price does matter? If at any point after the launch it gets to $10 million in volume that day, you should expect to see this or thereabouts in your wallet from Binance pegged USD, and it effectively just paid off your initial investment. That's what's really exciting about this, but it works for pretty much anything. So how many people can afford 2,310? Probably not many. But here's an even more interesting thing. 10 million is a lot, right? So 10 million is kind of a lot of money. What about just 1 million? Would you be happy making $88,000 a year off $1 million in volume? That's more than most of us make, isn't it? That's the potential of this token, especially because of the whitelisting and the pre-launch. Because you're getting in so early and you have the potential to buy so many tokens at such a great price, it gives you incredible potential for profit because you're buying so early. Now, when you drop it down to 1 million, you can see it takes 10 days to recoup what you invest, assuming that you invested 5 BNB and you bought the 5 BNB at $462. Maybe some days are 10 million. Maybe some days are 50 million. Maybe some days are 100,000 or 10,000. There's no guarantees in crypto. But 1 million's pretty realistic number if you can afford to buy 5 BNB of this token. But what about something a little more realistic? So maybe 1 BNB is what you can afford. We'll just say 1 BNB is $462 because that's kind of what it was when I looked at it. So that's going to give you a lot of tokens. So we'll go ahead and move this over here. And at $1 million in volume, it's still going to take 10 days because you're investing less. But that's $17,000 per year at $1 million in volume. But what if it's more? What if it's at 10 million again? $176,000 a year. Again, it's not realistic to say that you're going to get $10 million every single day, especially with the bear market the way that it is right now. Now, there's no guarantees it's going to be a bear market for much longer. And generally, after the bear market, we see a pretty good bull run. But are we going to have a bull run for the next year? I don't know. Nobody can predict that. This is just about the potential. So the potential that when you get done at the end of the year, you have made $176,000. I know that's more than most of us make. Pretty exciting stuff, right? If you're interested in trying this out, feel free to download it from my page. There are quite a few rewards calculators out there between different tokens, so you really don't need an Excel anymore. What I like about an Excel is I can kind of plan which token do I want to invest in based off the potential growth that I see in that token. So I make investment decisions after I look at a whole bunch of different Excel numbers that I calculate, and this is one of the tools I look at. So how does this thing work? All the yellow is areas where you want to update the information. As you can see over here on the color key, everything that's green is a calculation. But pretty much if it doesn't have a color, you want to leave it alone. So when you fill in all these yellow up here, pretty much all throughout these different areas, it just updates. And you can see the green here is the calculation. So after you update here, it'll do everything here. And over here, you use it to determine how many you're going to get. Now, after launch day, when there's a fee, you would want to put the 15% fee here as well. It's designed to tell you roughly how many tokens you're going to get based on a given amount of money. So if I put 15% in here, because we're no longer on launch day, you can see I'm not getting my 400 anymore. Now I'm getting 340. And that's why I do it. So if I'm looking to get a very specific number of tokens, how much money do I need to get those tokens is the question that this thing is designed to answer. Plus, how many days given a specific volume is it going to take to recoup my money? So that's pretty much it for today. Hopefully you found the content helpful. Let me know in the comments. Are you planning to invest in Reflex Finance? I know I am. I'm still waiting for some information like the website and the Discord server so I can make an informed decision. but I've already decided that I'm probably going to invest in this token. How much? I haven't. When I see the website, when I see the Discord, then I'll determine how much it's going to be. And I still have a whole bunch of questions about the utility. Hopefully they're going to start doing some AMAs when they talk about the utility moving forward. We've got a little bit of an idea based off the white paper, but it would still be nice to hear their vision for their ecosystem of utility. Until next time, stay strong with those diamond hands.